Welcome back into another bonus episode of Hockey Inside Out. This time we talk about Samuel Montembeault and when will he get to play and get a run of games here with the Montreal Canadiens. If you look at his career with Springfield, the most games he ever played was 41 games. For Jake Allen right now, the projection is about 55, 56 games. The most games that Jake Allen has played in his career, 61 with the St. Louis Blues back in 16-17. So will Sam Montembeault get a run of games to give Jake Allen a respite, given how many games he's played so far?
Yeah, I think this is something the Canadiens need to do pronto. And I'm a little bit surprised at how little Montembeault has played, not only because he's been great so far this season, but just to keep Jake Allen healthy after the groin issues that he dealt with last season and the kind of the scoring chances that the Canadiens are allowing this year. It just makes sense to manage his workload a little bit more. And I understand, like, every goalie, every athlete wants to always play. You know, it's tough to have the mentality of a professional athlete and also be like, yeah, I'll take a rest. You know, I think that those two things don't really compute. But as the person in charge, it is your job to manage everything. And I think that Jake Allen, when we see the signs that we've seen over the last stretch of games here, where he's not at 100% focus and he's a little bit behind the play at times, he's not fighting through screens to find pucks, that's when it's time to give Sam Montembeault maybe a couple starts in a row, or at least alternate their starts over a 4-game week, that kind of thing, to get things going a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Jake Allen, one of the reasons he's a good goalie for this young team is that he's very calm and not emotional back there usually. He does not going to freak out. But, you know, after he let in the 7th goal against Buffalo, he smashed his stick against the goalpost, obviously frustrated in himself, I think, more than anything else. It's sort of un-Jake Allen-like to see him do something like that. You know, we're taping this before the game in Columbus. I'm pretty sure Sam Montembeault is going to play in Columbus. And if I was Marty St. Louis, I'd play Montembeault again in Chicago. They don't play again after that until the Tuesday, and give Allen like a week break, you know, between games, and just let him settle down and take the time off. And I'm sure he wants to play again. But, you know, as you said, Andrew, Montembeault's played well. He's healthy this year. The wrist issue or the surgery he had in the summer, he's not feeling any pain when he makes a blocker save anymore. He's not worried about it. Let him play a couple of games, you know, and then take it from there. But I think at this point, Jake Allen can use a little bit of a break. We've seen this in previous seasons when they play him for too much. When Carey Price has been hurt, his game starts to falter a bit. Then he gets hurt. So to me, this is a good time in the schedule to play Montembeault a couple of games in a row, give Jake Allen a little break. We've talked about how communication is such a strong point with this team. Communicate with Jake Allen properly. Tell him why you're doing it. Tell him, you know, he's going to be back. He's going to be the number one goalie when he comes back. But at this point, I think maybe he needs a little bit of a rest. And it would be good for Montembeault also to play a couple of games in a row.
Yeah, I agree, Stewie. You know, Montembeault, it's time to give him a chance. He's only played 6 out of the 19 games, you know, and overall has done a pretty good job. And more concerning is seeing Jake Allen with what, you know, he's doing as of late. There's a lot of goals going by him, which we've seen previous years, where, you know, he gets fatigued, he gets, slow to react. And that's normal with a goalie that maybe is being overworked. So I think it's a good time to give Montembeault a chance, put him in some games, let Allen have a little bit of a break. Obviously frustrated by smashing his stick, knowing that there's a lot of pucks going by him that he wish he could have a second chance at. But, you know, they have this Montembeault there for a reason. Let's use him. Let's give him a chance and see what he can do to help the team maybe put together some pretty good wins and shore up some of their lapses that they're having with their goals against.
Yeah, you got to remember
that stick smash was so out of character for Jake Allen that it's time to take a rest, Jake. You don't have to carry the whole team. Remember, it's a rebuilding year. Mm-hmm. This isn't all on you.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure he felt that he let his team down. You know, he didn't play great.
Yeah,
that's the kind of guy he is. He's a real class human being when you're around him. He's a class act. But you got to remember, the Canadiens did not sign him originally to be a number one goalie. He was brought here to play 25 games and as a backup to Carey Price. And when he was in that role, before Price got hurt, he was excellent at it. He's still a solid goalie, but he's not a number one goalie in the NHL at this point in his career. So, you know, you see more tandem goalie situations in the NHL now than in the past. And I think moving forward, that's not a bad idea for the Canadiens to do that and see what you got with Sam Montembeault. Because what Sam Montembeault provided last year he was playing through an injury. He sucked it up to play those games because the Canadiens didn't want to call Caden Primo up again because he looked like a deer in the headlights every time he was in the NHL. So he's healthy now, Montembeault. Give him a stretch of at least a couple of games in a row and just see what he can do.
And I think you really have to be careful with Allen that, you don't work him to the point where he ends up with a bad injury that could put him out for an extended period. Because if that happens, it's not a good situation. So they got to handle him right in the way of just cut him back a little bit. Got to keep him healthy. We can't lose him to a long injury. So hopefully, I'm quite sure that they're having those discussions and they'll make the right decisions.
Over under 24.5 games for Sam Montembeault this year, gentlemen.
It should be over.
Definitely over.
Over for me.
So that means we're looking at Jake Allen playing 55 plus games at that point, then give or take.
Yeah, I would try to get Allen below 50 if you can. Mm-hmm. Have it more of an even split the rest of the way. I think that in an ideal world, Allen plays between 45 and 50 games.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to find out with Sam Montembeault what he does. Perhaps he plays against the Blue Jackets and maybe the Blackhawks on Black Friday in the U.S., and he won't come at a discounted price for what he's brought for this team so far this year, for what he's brought as a backup goalie for the Montreal Canadiens. That will do it here for this bonus episode of Hockey Inside Out. Don't forget to like and subscribe on our YouTube page, and also sign up for the newsletter on MontrealGazette.com/newsletters. And for full episodes and bonus content, head on by Hockey Inside Out. And for questions and comments, leave them here, and we look forward to conversing about that for a future episode on Hockey Inside Out. On behalf of Stu, Rick, and Andrew, wish you a great week. We'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.